what is it that makes it truly credible? Like, how do I know that this is the real deal? Like how, because you vet them. So I want to make sure, like, I want to share that there is a vetting process, that there is an understanding about what makes this particular retreat, particular place we're going to, that's the place. That's the place to go get it done. So how do we know?
One of the most important things about an Ayurveda center is that it's physician-led, right? You've got a doctor who pretty much at most properties you can sit with every day. Very different than the system we have here. They do take the time to listen to you. And every day you can almost change your treatments based on the conversation that you have. And that is the number one thing. And there might be one or two doctors, depending on the size of the property, but it's always physician-led, the physician and you. And in India, they're called, in Ayurveda, they're called Vaidyas. And yeah, they go to school. Some of them are third, fourth, fifth generation. So they've been doing this. Their families have been doing this for a really long time. And actually, just a sidebar about Ayurveda, if you see an Ayurvedic doctor with BAMS initials at the end of their name, they've learned surgery. So surgery is a part of Ayurveda. They were doing rhinoplasties thousands of years ago. So they learn a lot. They know a lot about the body, they know a lot about the mind, and they know a lot about spirituality, because it's a very comprehensive, holistic view of a person. And they, you know, in Western terms, we have to label things so we know what we're talking about, you know, but at the central point of Ayurveda is there's an imbalance, which leads in stages to disease, right? And a lot of this stuff can be reversible until a certain point. So I'm not getting into all the clinical stuff once again, because I know you're going to have one of the Vaidyas on your podcast. So you'll get the nitty gritty on all of that fun stuff. But just understanding there's a physician that is leading all of the therapies. And, you know, through vetting these properties, I do vet them from a Western perspective. Safe drinking water, right? Running water, amenities that we're used to. I mean, safety is always the number one concern, and these properties have it for sure. How immersed they are in nature, and the quality of oils that they're using, and the specific property where y'all are going to be ending for the Ayurveda treatments, they are a sustainable brand across the entire brand. They have properties that they have solar panels, they create their own water filtration systems, they have gardens, so they're growing their own food organically. And if not, it's within about a 50-mile radius of the property of where they're getting their food. So you know it's fresh, you know it's local, you know, which is bringing in the community aspect of it as well. And that all of the therapists are highly trained. It's very different over there. The therapists are trained for the therapies. The doctors understand the therapies and they've been trained in the therapies, but the therapists don't necessarily know what the doctors know. So it's a one-way street. The doctors know everything. The therapists just focus on what they do. And literally you'll see them picking herbs that day to make a decoction for your treatment later on in the afternoon. It's amazing. They just go pick the herbs, they're grinding them, and then they put them in the hot oil to brew per se for a few hours. And then for me, it was joint pain and I'm soaking my hand in this hot water decoction for 30 minutes and fresh. And everything that they use can easily be discarded without waste. So it's amazing. Ayurveda is very in tune with nature and very in tune with how nature provides, and yet we still need to provide back to nature. So it's amazing.
That is so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The property in Cochin, Cochin is a lovely town. and full of culture, first of all. So you're getting off the plane, you're landing, and you get to really absorb the bright colors, the smells, and the sounds of India in a way that is like, wow, this is really cool. But yet some of it will be familiar for those of us, if you've been to Europe, you'll it's not going to be foreign, which I think is a lovely entry into this experience. You still will see cows walking down the street possibly, but it's just a very different
Wait, I think that's a really important thing though, because we're not trying to shock the system. We're trying to slow it down so that it can actually do its work, and so that you can actually enter into this healing space. And yeah, Koji is, I think, one of the things that surprised me. Like I said, I was, it took me a few minutes, it took me some time to learn about Kerala way back when, but one of the first things that I learned was that English is it's right there. Yeah. It's not like you're listening to a bunch of people that are, or you can't have a conversation, or you have to learn a different language. You can literally go to Kerala and feel quite comfortable, because that it's just part of the culture. This comes from the Dutch and the English colonization. So you'll get a lot of you'll get the language, you'll get a lot of things that look very familiar. So you're really being brought into a space that is, it's a new space, but it's not foreign in that it's a jar to your system. You're actually being able to, walk in without and feel comfortable, just going in, enjoying the whole